In 2020, nearly 6 years ago now, having no work due to the things happening in 2020, I decided to spend my spare time building an arcade machine. I had seen a few machines in arcade bars around the time, and when they all got closed down, I got inspired to make my own. What a crazy time, even the virus was afraid of the virus. The first thing I did was order some arcade sticks and buttons from wish.com, where all great things end up. Before even building anything, I had to make sure that the buttons worked by putting them in a cardboard box. Next I could start working on the wood panel for the buttons. My dad had this cutting machine where I could design a pattern in a program and have it cut out holes. Pretty neat, huh? Having a wooden board for the control panel and monitor, I could hook it all up on my laptop and actually use the thing as a proof of concept. Next I got my dad to help me work on the main body of the machine. So we cut out the shape of the machine on a massive wooden board. My god, we had a lot of time on our hands back then. It already looked finished, but when we put it all together, it was clear that the angle of the control panel didn't feel right. So we cut the whole thing down again, this time with a perfectly horizontal control panel, and made the entire thing about 10 cm shorter in the same process. A few weeks later, I added speakers and a front panel for the coin and player buttons. I even tried hooking up the desktop PC so I could play Street Fighter V. You could pretty much play any fighting game on this thing as long as it works with a stick and 6 buttons. I had ideas for interchangeable control panels depending on the game, which is one reason it's removable. As well as having all the time in the world to work on an arcade machine, I was also making a side-scroller co-op game called In It Together. There's an annual event in Norway called Spillexpo, and I thought it would be cool to make the machine to promote this game. So I added a banner at the top proudly showing the logo for the game. Sadly, due to the circumstances of 2020, the event got cancelled and I never got to show the machine to anyone. I was going to paint the whole thing black and add a banner on the side, but I think the beige color gave it a nice furniture vibe, so I think it ended up fine. The problem is just that the banner now sticks out like a sore thumb. Oh, and lastly I added a door.
So at the end of the day, this is just a cabinet with quite a lot of room, as you can see down here, right? So you can put in pretty much any PC or any laptop or a Steam Deck, a console, whatever that connects to HDMI and is compatible with these buttons. It should work. So right now I'm using a Dell laptop with Linux on it, and that seems to be working quite fine. So that means I can boot up pretty much anything and do whatever emulation I want. So this is the game from the company that hasn't sued me yet for what I did in 2020. So I think honestly the main reason I wanted to build this machine was just so I could practice Dr. Mario without going to the arcades. This is the reason my machine exists, okay? So I think people that say that, like, why would you even go to an arcade? They kind of miss the point, I think. When I go to arcades now, every arcade machine has to have a racing wheel or like a light gun thing, or like there has to be like a dance mat or something, because it's something you can't do at home. But it kind of misses the point. Like, to me, this is an arcade. Like, it's just a stick and buttons. But I think people just kind of assume, well, you don't need that. This stuff you could just play on a TV at home. But I think they missed the point. The point of playing on an arcade machine is getting tired in your legs. Get the stool away. I don't need to sit. I'm standing, all right? I'm standing in front of this thing, right? Now, I gotta be honest. I really wish I had the room, the space for, individual real arcade machines. And yes, you know what this is. You know what this is, okay? Maybe I should just blur this out, okay? It's emulation. It's emulation, okay? And I think a problem with emulation is often you just you pick something, you play it for like a second or two, and then you're thinking, oh, what's next? I gotta play something else. That's kind of the weakness of the multicade arcade. Because if I had a dedicated Donkey Kong arcade machine or dedicated Pac-Man, I'd be playing that for hours on end. Oh, I can't turn it on. I can only turn it one way. I can only turn it left. Why is that? Oh. What am I doing? Let's just get to the main attraction, okay? The reason you build it. Why do I have 6 buttons? You know why I got 6 buttons. It's for Street Fighter. So you got the coin button here. You just press it, and then you hit the 1 player button, and then you play. And great thing about this thing, you don't need to insert coins. Like, this should be needless to say, but I can insert as many coins as I want just hitting that button, And I'll never get a game over. I can be fighting Blanca and fail and fail and fail, And the power is gonna run out before I run out of coins, because I can just hit this button and add as many coins as I want.
It's been nearly 6 years since I started the project. Some of you might wonder, why didn't I make a video about this earlier? Good question. I remember I was very depressed around the time, and when the machine was done, just looking at it gave me painful memories. I just wanted to forget about the whole thing. Looking back at it now, this was the ultimate DIY project, and I'm proud that we saw it through to the end. Finally, some of you might be wondering if I will use this machine to promote my upcoming game, Platera. And the answer is a strong no. Platera is a 3D game with analog movement and far too complex controls to play on an arcade cabinet. That is, unless I make a custom control panel with analog inputs. We'll see about that. Thank you for watching this video till the very end. If you expected this to be a tutorial on how to make your own arcade machine, I'm sorry if this wasn't too much help. I hope I at least piqued someone's interest and inspired some of you guys to do something similar, if you're crazy enough. Also, I'm sorry for the lack of updates on my upcoming game Platera recently. Trust me, a day doesn't go by without me working on it, and I will have an update on it shortly. A link to the Steam page for the game is available in the description, along with the Discord server. My channel mainly focuses on game development and other tech stuff, so if that's interesting to you, please make sure to subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.